Wake up, wake up. It's the Flow Show, no filter. And Diddy had a damn meltdown, and we got to talk about it. But first, let me cover my ass. No Diddy, the thoughts, views, and opinions shared on the Flow Show, no filter are for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a professional. I am just good. What is up, my good people? I don't understand what Facebook is doing, but we're going to make it work. Come on in there. Happy Friday, TGIF. Good morning, Shannon. We got a lot to discuss today. Yesterday unfolded. Good morning, Steph. Mr. Told You So Flow. Right again. As you come in the door, please like the live and share the live. We got a lot to discuss today. Man, how many of y'all saw that trial, or not saw the trial, but witnessed what was going on? Good morning, I dreamer. This was crazy. Diddy getting threatened to get kicked out of the courtroom. 50 Cent has entered the chat in a totally crazy way. And wow. All I can say is that's just how this trial goes. It's a roller coaster ride. One day, the prosecution witness is taking a beating and having a rough day on the stand. Itty bitty Diddy had a win about the size of his Tootsie Roll. Little itty bitty win. Yeah, day before yesterday. But yesterday, he got cooked extra crispy. Extra crispy. And it's something that I told y'all. I've literally laid out everybody and everything going on this trial months. How many months ago did I tell y'all about this witness when nobody knew? I mean, it's getting to the point where I'm actually going to have to change my name to Mr. Told You So. I literally spelled out. I could take, when some of these developments happen, I could literally just take my content from like 2 months ago and post that video, and it'd be relevant right now today. If you've been following me, you know I spelled out the whole 50 Cent and his baby mama and her being the one of the victims. And I even told you she was a victim, and this hasn't come out yet, but I believe she was with Diddy the day of the arrest. That's how she got wrapped up in it. I've already said that in previous videos. What's up, Kill? I said that in previous videos. Remember, I said Diddy was literally having a freak off the day he was arrested. Go back to my social media pages. Go back to my episodes on the Flow Show, no filter. I literally spelled all this out already. But when it comes to fruition, it's just even crazier. I could not believe it because I was so true and I was so on point with it. But this witness / victim, she knows a lot. And let me tell you something else about this new victim, who they call him Victim 2, 50 Cent's baby mama. Diddy put hands on her. She hasn't got to that point yet. Good morning, Lily. She hasn't got to that part yet. That's why I said this. They were crying in the courtroom, I'm hearing yesterday. So let me bring everybody up to speed. So victim number 2, they're calling. took the stand yesterday. And she told the same story, kind of similar to Cassie. Diddy swooped in like a Romeo and Juliet kind of story. He love bombed her. Dated her on a hotel balcony. They had their first date. They even traveled to Turks and Caicos. He was the ultimate gentleman. And then she said one day he started proposing this fantasies. And she said she was kind of with it just to kind of please him. And she said one day she would be interested. He said, no, how about today? And before she knew it, she was lined up and put in the freak-off blender. He called up a sex worker named Don. Don pulled up, and it was the same routine as Cassie. It was the same routine. He wanted to watch her have sex with a sex worker, then have sex after. We don't got to get into those itty bitty details. You could take the mohawk off the man, but you can't take the man out the mohawk. And then she said she thought it would be maybe a one-time thing, or maybe every now and then, every blue moon. But every time she looked around, Diddy wanted a freak off. He wanted a freak off to the point where she got tired of the damn freak offs. But by this time, he's paying her rent. He's basically paying her to fulfill his sexual fantasies and pleasures. And when she said, Sean, I don't want to do the freak offs anymore, he said, well, if you don't want to do the freak offs anymore, I'm stop paying your rent. And that's when coercion stepped into play. A lot of people don't know what coercion is. This trial, if it's doing anything, it's educating people, because there's a lot of people who don't understand shit about the law, and they don't comprehend what they're hearing or reading. Like, the reading comprehension is not up to par. Coercion. Let me look it up for y'all, so we can explain what laws are being broken and how this makes it RICO and all of the above. What is coercion? Which is one of the laws that will add up to RICO. Coercion is the act of persuading or forcing someone to do something by using threats, pressure, or intimidation. In legal terms, especially in cases involving sex trafficking, it also includes withholding basic needs or support to force compliance. So I'm going to do this a little bit louder for the people in the back. You know, the Flow community, who we meet every Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. here on YouTube. The Flow community knows what this is, but I'm talking to the people out there that don't know. Withholding basic needs or support to force compliance. Like saying, I'm not going to pay your rent if you don't participate in this freak-off filled with Astroglide and baby oil. We have laws for a reason. It's a shame how many people don't hold men accountable because they have money and fame. Someone said in the comments, well, just like Cassie, She wanted to do this, and she signed up for it. That don't have shit to do with the law, y'all. If victim number 2 signed up and said, hey, Diddy, I want you to put a bullet in my head. If Diddy put a bullet in her head, his ass would be going to prison. If she signed up and said, hey, I want to be thrown off this balcony, and Diddy threw her off the balcony, his ass going to prison. My point is, whether you feel they signed up for it or not, the accountability rests on the shoulders of the diddler. Mohawk Diddy. Itty bitty Diddy with the Tootsie Roll. No accountability Diddy. Whatever you want to call him. We have to stop trying to make excuses for monsters, because guess what? The minute he does this to your daughter or your mother, all bets are off, I bet. So quit acting like because it's not your mother or your daughter, quit acting like he deserves grace, because he don't. We haven't even got to the part where he put his hands and feet on this poor girl. Because, you know, on the Flow Show, No Filter, we so far ahead of this case, we have to wait for the rest of the world to catch up. I told you about this victim months ago. I told you about this victim weeks ago. And now I'm telling you about this victim today as she sits on that stand. She has 3 to 4 more days of being on the stand, y'all. I hold these monsters accountable. And by holding these monsters accountable that I'm pointing to, this Diddy monster and anybody like him, I'm not only sending a message to Diddy. What people don't realize is I'm actually sending a message to the rest of the world. You fuck with one of mine, your ass got problems. Point blank, dot, period, no comma. People don't understand. This is why I'm loud about this. Because I have women in my family. I have a sister. I have nieces. I have a mom. I have aunties. I have friends. And the one thing this world gonna know is if you fuck with one of mine, I am going hard on your ass. No Diddy. So a lot of people don't understand. They might think it's all about Diddy. No. This message is for anybody that think they're gonna do this Diddy shit to any of mine. You already know how I'm gonna react. And I think that's a very important message for me to put out, because I don't play about mine, and my family, we don't play about our women. So the comment knuckleheads can come in my comments all they want, but I love it because you heard me. And you know one thing, if Flo going this hard on Diddy, you know damn sure you better not touch one of mine. Celebrity or not, or whoever you are. Just because your women aren't protected because you are enamored by a famous person, don't project that shit on me. Don't project that shit on me. Just because you in the comments making excuses for Diddy and all the women in your family looking at your comment and saying, damn, we ain't protected worth shit. That's your problem. That's your choice. Don't project that on me. Because when the women around me, the women in my family, the women connected with me, when they see my post, they say to themselves, well, shit, if anything ever happened to me, Flo got my back. And that's all I care about. I'm not here for no creeps trying to make excuses for men that's beating the hell out of women, manipulating them, and using what a woman is against them. A woman tends to lead by emotion. A woman is there for she really loves you. And so you're going to manipulate that shit and then think you're not going to be held accountable or make excuses. Fuck out of here. So before I get into this article, I'm going to say one more time, don't project your weak ass shit on me. The message I put out on my platforms every day is that if you're a woman, you deserve to be protected. And if you're a woman in my circle, you damn sure protected. That's my message. If you want to put out the message that Diddy ain't did nothing wrong, he don't need to be held accountable, free Diddy and all that, sending a message to your daughters, your mamas, and your aunties that we ain't got no protection, that's your weak ass fault. All I know is one thing. Y'all saw me walk the streets of New York, Puerto Rico, wherever I'm at. I don't get nothing but love. So whoever them creeps in the comments is, they don't exist in real life. Let me plug my laptop up. I'm on fire today, y'all. I gotta plug my laptop up. My battery going out. A dead battery can't save you creeps today. The kitchen is open on Friday. I'm cooking. Flo's kitchen is open on a Friday. But I think this message, how silly they look. And like I said, y'all saw me walk the streets of New York. I didn't have no hecklers. Them creeps in the comments, they don't exist in real life. Because everybody was saying is, I love your content. I love you, bro. Good job. All of that. And I'm walking around smiling. Not to mention, I'm one of the biggest dudes at the trial. And so I'm sure ain't nobody too quick to walk up on me. I ain't no little dude. You see me in person, you're like, damn, he about big as that voice. But I'm not a bully. I just stand for what's right. And in my family, we told to be held accountable. But let's get into these articles. Yeah, they might be bots. They got to be bots because they don't exist in real life. I ain't had one person in my 2.5 to 3 years of doing this. I've never had one heckler say any bad word or anything negative to me in person ever. And so that's how I take it. Y'all comment creeps don't exist. But we're going to get into this. Another thing happened. Diddy had to be reprimanded. We're going to talk about that. But let's get into Jane Doe, since I've already been talking about it. Let's talk about what she talked about on the stand. Let's get into some details. And then don't let me forget to talk about Diddy'S almost getting kicked out of the courtroom, and he just got a huge warning too. Don't let me forget that, y'all. You go, Flo, bro. Desi said, oh yeah, Desi, because I don't play. See, I like telling them straight to their face why they hiding behind fake accounts with no picture, no followers, nothing real about them, but they want to come in my comments. I'm putting my face on it. I ain't hiding. I put my face on it. Exactly anything I'm saying, I'm standing on it. I ain't hiding behind no fake page trying to talk shit. I'm front and center. Why? Because I believe in what I'm saying. I feel bad. Thank you for the super thank you for the super sticker, Angie. Angie $3.99. Yesterday I had Rasta pasta. I had the best Rasta pasta you ever had in your life. Thank you for all the super chats and the super stickers. As y'all know, I love to eat good. So all the super chats and super stickers go directly to feeding my belly. Greedy Flow is what they used to call me. So I appreciate all the super stickers, and anybody else want to. Hey, peace up, A-Town down Atlanta. I love the content, brother. Thank you. So let's get into this. And hey, look, y'all keep them super stickers like yesterday. Them super chats and super stickers keep me on here. I was on about probably 30 minutes longer yesterday than I was supposed to be because y'all kept sending me them super chats and super stickers. So if y'all want me to hold me on here longer, I'm going to give you a secret. I love to eat. So them super chats and super stickers, it's hard for me to leave when they coming in. So let's go. This is News Nation. Says Jane returns to the stand in the Diddy trial. And a matter of fact, remember yesterday, I told y'all that this witness was about to bring the house down. I told y'all that yesterday. I was like, and she's about to be on for like 4 or 5 days. I told you, imagine what she knows. No, I had Rasta pasta. I couldn't find no filet mignon, but the Rasta pasta had all the goods in it. It's the best Rasta pasta on the island. Like, this ain't just no regular Rasta pasta. We travel to get this Rasta pasta. So I want y'all to know this Rasta pasta ain't no average Rasta pasta. So anyway, Jane is identified as victim number 2. Says she was in the relationship with Diddy up until the arrest. This Diddy was so flagrant, he was having a freak off. He was having a freak off the day of his arrest. They said we wasn't even trying to arrest this dude, but we got him under surveillance. Yeah, he trying to have a freak off right now. Go arrest his ass. They didn't even want to arrest him that quick. He was just supposed to turn himself in, and they looked around. He trying to have a freak off. They said we got to arrest this fool now early. People had to come in on their day off because this dude ordering getting Astroglide and baby oil and trying to have a freak off with, I believe, who was this Jane victim number 2. And this is how she a big reason how she got caught up. But remember, she was also on the raids, on the video, and they discovered during the raid that it was her, apparently. But a woman under the pseudonym Jane will take the stand again today after alleging she performed days-long sexual events at the behest of the disgraced music producer. It's shameful. Some of the people that don't know understand that this is against the law. I want to say, what type of world do y'all think we live in? This ain't no free for all. Thank you, Munoz. Y'all about to keep me on here extra time again. Munoz, thank you for the $4.99 super sticker. Watching all the way from Kuwait. Yes, I would agree. Somebody said watching from no. I don't make excuses for people, but I will agree. Peace up, A-Town down. Thank you for the $5 super sticker. But somebody from Kuwait said, would I agree he's a sex addict? Yes. Amongst other things. He's a sex addict. He's a control freak. He's a narcissist. And he's spoiled rotten. He's actually a grown adult who still has a child mind. He's still spoiled like a spoiled kid. And I'm just being honest. This person watching from Kuwait asked, would you agree that he is a sex addict? Yep, amongst other things. Like I said, a narcissist, a control freak, a spoiled brat, a misogynist, all of the above. Just evil, man. And I'm not up here saying it because I'm no hater. Like I told y'all, I grew up the biggest fan of Diddy of anybody. I had a bad boy chain. I rocked a shiny red suit. During my music career, my journey, I wanted to be signed to Bad Boy. I would have gave my left arm to be on Bad Boy and to be Diddy's artist. Back then, he was Puff Daddy. But I didn't know he was a monster, and that's why you never question God. As bad as I wanted it, God said, no, 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 no. And I was so talented, I could not understand what was holding me back. And I thank God that he never let me get signed to Bad Boy, and he never let me succumb to all of the freak off. And I'm so glad, y'all, I was with 50 Cent and Floyd Mayweather, Manny Haley, Keisha Cole's manager, Matt Diddy. I was so much in the mix that if I was one of them freaky bastards, I would have been at them freak offs. I could have been. I just was never interested in that shit. But what if I did? I wouldn't even be able to do what I'm doing today. Because they'd be pulling up tape talking about, look at Flo at the freak off with all that baby oil and Astroglide. Which is why when something don't work out for you, never question it. Never question it. Because 9 times out of 10, somebody's saving your life by that. I was talented. I was invited to a lot of strange things. I just never, ever, I was always just as focused I am now on my career as a podcaster. I was focused on being a rapper. I didn't want to be, I wasn't trying to do all that extra shit. I was strictly there to push my music and take my career to another level. I was never interested in nothing outside of that. Lucky for me. I tell my friends all the time, if I was a freaky bastard, I could have easily been involved in a lot of this stuff because I was there. I was around. So thank God. But anyway, during her testimony, this comes from News Nation, Jane said she participated in what she called hotel nights, where she engaged with male sex workers under Diddy's instruction, similar to ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura. Cassie Ventura called these freak-offs. Now, another thing has just been established, which is important for RICO. What is that? A pattern. See, this just wasn't a Diddy and Cassie thing. Because Cassie out the picture, and what do we still see? Drugs, baby oil, Astroglide, and sex workers. That's another important component of RICO. Somebody say he's a sexual deviant. He's a nasty monster. A man-child junkie. A diddler. Everything happens for a reason. Yes, Ray. I wouldn't trade what I'm doing now for no damn rap career at all. Especially not being with Diddy. I wouldn't trade it for the world, but that's why I said we never know. You know, we don't know. We have our plan, but God sees our plan and laughs because he always has a better plan. And I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. That's why I tell everybody that don't worry. If it's not happening the way you think it should happen, just be patient. Just be patient. But there's a pattern. And that's another thing when you're operating an enterprise, and this is considered to be a criminal enterprise, the prosecution needs to show that this is a pattern. And if you're seeing the same thing you saw with Cassie, and now you're seeing the same thing with this new victim too called Jane, A pattern has been established. Coercion has been established. Sex trafficking has been established. Let's continue. Well, we cooking today, ain't we, Flo? Flo community, the breakfast crew, everybody on Apple and Spotify. I hope y'all been going to Spotify and giving me as many 5 stars as y'all can. These little mohawk itty bitty. Ever since I started calling them itty bitty Diddy, they done dropped my Spotify to 4.8 stars. You know, we 5 stars on every platform. We can't have that. So I need all my Spotify people, or even if you just go to Spotify, go to my podcast, The Flow Show No Filter, and give me them 5 stars. Let's get it back up to a 5-star rating. We don't got time for these itty bitty ditties. So Jane identified that she met Diddy on a girls' trip with a friend who was actually dating him at the time in 2020. She exchanged phone numbers with him after spending time on his yacht and visiting his home on Star Island. And then it went crazy from there. According to Jane, her and Diddy had their first date January 2021 in Miami. She said she fell head over heels. In May 2021, she said the relationship took a turn when Combs expressed his interest in her engaging with other men in sexual activities. See, we heard this from Dr. Hughes, the expert who testified about these toxic relationships, these abusive relationships, how they work. And so when she fell head over heels, she was in the love bombing stage. Remember, Dr. Hughes said these men will love bomb you, show you all the love and affection, the nicest, to be the nicest guy you ever met in your fucking life. But it's all a setup. And once the hooks are in comes the manipulation. In comes the hidden agenda. In comes what it was all about. Walking you down this path into what I call the freak off blender. And he turned it on high. When he brought up these sex acts with these other men, she said it seemed like he wanted that and it was turning him on, so I did it. After she agreed, Sean Diddy's Combs' personal assistants, namely Christina Korm, who will be testifying, Diddy's chief of staff, her ass in hot water. She had 2 choices. Christina Korm had 2 choices. Tell on Diddy or have her ass in the prison right next to Diddy. I think you know what she chose. So once it was like she said, okay, I don't mind. He set up the freak off right then and there that day, that moment. She said even she was taken aback, like, damn, I wasn't really ready right then, but here I am. She said after she participated at the hotel in the first night, she felt excited. But that quickly changed as she said she did not want to have sex with other men all the time. She just wanted Diddy. Jane said she told Combs at one point that she didn't want to participate, but that the producer responded, but Diddy responded by saying he would no longer pay her rent if she refused. Remember coercion? This is the textbook letter of the law of coercion. But yet you still have jerks in the comments talking about this ain't no coercion. Like, read something, y'all. Or Google it. Just get out of the comments with that mess. Jane said she told Combs at one point, what do I do? Judge ordered that the court and the overflow rooms don't display Jane's testimony to ensure her identity remains confidential. There's no way. First of all, 50 Cent has been putting her out here the whole time. She is a social media influencer, a public figure, and the details of her testimony are details that only 1% of the world are going to have. How many women's baby fathers know and have problems directly with Diddy? So I applaud the court, but when you're talking about a public figure who has dealt with a public figure, who has a baby father of a public figure, ain't no confidential identity. Let's just be real on this one. Now, if she was some regular person that was living a regular life, that's one thing. But she's a social media influencer with millions of followers, has a son father who has problems with Diddy. 50 Cent immediately posted him and his son saying, what the fuck, the minute she started testifying. Confidential is just not going to happen on this one. I'm sorry. I'm the truth teller. I can't just sit back and act like I can't just, I can't go with the bullshit. I mean, I know they're trying. I appreciate the court. But that's damn near like saying you're going to keep Diddy's identity confidential. It just ain't happening with this one. It's what happens when you're a public figure. This what comes with the game. 50 Cent has millions and millions, 30, 40, 50 million followers. He immediately posted a picture of him and his son and said, what the fuck, when she testified. Not only that, but he has put out numerous articles. He was the first person to tell us that his baby mama was a sex worker for Diddy. So, I applaud the court, but I'm just being honest on this one, y'all. This ain't, the whole internet knows who she is. Every blog, it just ain't happening on this one. I'm sorry. But, oh, hey, boo. Thank you for the super sticker, $1.99. I appreciate it. It all goes to feeding his belly and letting Greedy Flow do his thing. Somebody said all money ain't good money. That is, you can say that again. Right. 50 Cent been trolling and saying, oh, my little Smex worker. Like, I think, and you know what? The judge don't know. The judge, I'm sure, is not following 50 Cent and all this social media. So the judge actually is just doing his job and really thinks that she can be confidential. But this ain't the one. This ain't like Mia. Mia was confidential and could be held confidential. But when you're talking about, that's like if Oprah get on the stand and they don't say her name, we gonna know it's Oprah. I'm gonna tell y'all it's Oprah. So when you're a public figure, that's what okay, thank you. Steph says I gave you five stars. Thank you, Steph. I appreciate it. So she will be testifying some more. She will be testifying more. We got more days, like I told y'all. And y'all know I've been telling y'all from the beginning about everything that's happening before it's happening. The Flow Show No Filter is the most educated audience when it comes to the Diddy trial. And it ain't even close. We have to wait for the rest of the world to catch up with us. So like I told y'all a long time ago, she's going to get into him putting his hands on her. This Jane Doe, victim number 2, she ain't even got to the heavy stuff yet. Yesterday was just the intro. Today, I think today they might get into the violence. I don't know. It's because it's no telling how much she actually knows. So she may know so much that they might not even get to the violence today, but I think they will. Seeing that this is a Friday, I think they want to end and have the jury actually thinking about this all weekend. So I'm pretty sure they're going to get into the violence today. Yep, Yanni said, yep, victims are allowed certain rights in the courtroom. Yep, which I agree with. But what happens out the courtroom is out the judge's control. That's a great statement. Thank you, Yanni. Yeah, 50 Cent is trolling down bad. 64 San Jose, thank you for the $4.99 super sticker, super chat. She says, good morning. Thank you for all your coverage on this case. You're doing a great job. I appreciate that. So, oh shoot, we got another one, a big one. Hold on, let me go back. Something else happened. Something else happened, y'all. Judge had to threaten to kick Diddy out the damn courtroom. This right here, in a nutshell, will tell you everything you need to know about Mohawk Diddy, aka Itty Bitty Diddy with the Tootsie Roll. The judge had to threaten to kick his ass out the courtroom and bar him for good. Because this idiot is nodding and shaking his head and staring at jurors the whole time. He don't respect no rules, no laws, and nobody. Good morning, Patricia. The judge is doing a great job. But what kind of guy? Diddy is nodding and shaking his head at jurors. He don't respect no law. He breaking laws all the way to the end of this whole thing. He gonna continue to break rules and break laws. Thank you, sir, for the $9.99 super sticker. I appreciate it. I will be eating good today and this weekend thanks to y'all. Somebody said, yeah, he can't help himself. He can't help himself. He can't live without freak offs. He trying to have a freak off before he turned himself in and caught more charges because of that. Ridiculous. Somebody said Diddy had Gina, Daphne, and Young Miami in the same room at a party. Like he had Kim and Cassie in the same rooms at parties. Diddy has a pattern of behavior. He sure do. Thank you, Cammy. But, yeah, like somebody just said, he's been breaking laws ever since he's been in jail. He's been breaking laws, and he has. And now he's staring at the damn jurors, nodding his head. Let's get into that. So this article comes from Harderfly. Judge threatens to remove Sean Diddy Combs from courtroom for disrespectful behavior during trial. The judge overseeing Diddy's trial threatened to expel him from the courtroom for trying to interact with the jury members. Listen to this, y'all. While all eyes are on Sean Diddy Combs for his ongoing sex trafficking and racketeering trial, the case is just getting more and more clear, with several victims testifying against Diddy. In the most recent news from the court, the judge overseeing the case has threatened to remove the music mogul from the courtroom, because he's looking at the jury in an intimidating way and nodding furiously. What in the entire fuck? During the lunch break for the trial, after the jury left the room, Judge Aaron Subramanian said that he noticed how Diddy was looking at the members and nodding at them during the cross-examination of Brianna Bongola. Brianna testified against Diddy for allegedly dangling her off the balcony of a 17-story building. The judge warned Diddy's lawyers that if he sees Diddy do those gestures again, then their client can be expelled from the courtroom. He also elaborated that no effort should be made to interact with the jury members. You got to tell that, you have to tell Diddy that he can't nod and intimidate jurors. This dude is a piece of work. This dude is a piece of work. If I was a juror and he was nodding his head at me, I would give him the finger. He nodding at the juror. I wish the juror. Thank you, everybody. Shout out to Debbie Toll for becoming a new member of the YouTube community. I appreciate you, Debbie. Means a lot. It means a lot. It helps a lot. But if he looked at me, y'all can see me on this screen. If Diddy was nodding his head and looking at me, I'll be like, basically telling, I'll be telling him, I'm about to vote guilty, my dog. But see, they'll kick me off the jury. So you can't have Flo on the jury because they'll kick me off. Because I'll be going right back with his ass. Oh, you nodding? Let me tell you something. I'll make mouth gestures. Guilty, motherfucker. How about that? Yep. How about a guilty vote? Itty bitty Diddy. They should do this. While Diddy was nodding at him, the jury should have said, itty bitty, Tootsie Roll. See, they can't have me in the jury. The judge have been to kick me out. I'll be like, what you nodding at me, itty bitty? You know what this means? You ain't intimidating me. So anyway, the judge had to tell him, we about to kick your ass out because you don't know how to act. If this Diddy is acting like he's doing so many things that just points to his guilt, it's ridiculous. He's not even respecting the court. He's not even respecting the court rules. I wish I was on that. I wish I could be in that jury and sit in that jury box just for 5 minutes, just so I could send him a message back when he tried to nod his head at me. So many people act like they didn't understand. But this is something we have to get into, y'all. Los Angeles Times did a very good article on this Sean Diddy Combs trial. And this article talks about something that I've heard plenty of women say in my comments. And I've heard plenty of women DM me this. And I just thought it was fitting that I've been hearing it so much in my comment section and on my social media pages. I thought it was fitting that Los Angeles Times did a very eye-opening piece about this subject. This is Los Angeles Times. It says, at Sean Diddy Combs' trial, the women testifying are on trial too. Let me repeat that. The sad part about this is Diddy is supposed to be the only one on trial. But these victims coming forward telling their stories have also been sadly put on trial. Listen to how this article starts off. I encourage you to read this article on your own after this. It's in the LA Times. It's called At Sean Diddy Combs' Trial, the Women Testifying Are on Trial Too. This is a powerful piece. Check it out. It starts off like this. Did she scream? Was it loud enough? Was her dress torn enough to prove she fought? These were some of the questions faced by a 17-year-old Lana Sawyer in 1793 during one of America's first great trials, which ended in an acquittal for a wealthy man who assaulted the teenager. Let me say that again. Did she scream? Was it loud enough? Was her dress torn enough to prove she fought? These are the questions that this 17-year-old who was great was asked way back in 1793 during America's first grape trial. And it led to a wealthy man being acquitted. Article goes on to say, as we get to week 4 in this trafficking Sean Diddy Combs, it's become depressingly clear that the more things change, the more they remain the same. Oh yeah, tune in. We going there. See, at the Flow Show No Filter, we go places that these other podcasters and YouTubers, they can't go where we go. We not only deal with the trial, but we deal with the issues, the underlying issues going on in the trial. And you got to have a certain kind of mind for that. The more things change, the more they say the same, especially when it comes to how we treat survivors of sexual violence. Despite almost a decade of the Me Too movement, the women testifying against Combs are on trial just as much as he is, and just as much as Lana was 232 years ago. Diane just said something that I've had so many women say in my comments and DM me. She said, that's why women don't want to come forward and testify. They always tear women down on the stand. Listen to this. Tell me if you've heard this question or any of these questions. Why didn't they leave? Why did they text Diddy friendly notes? Isn't this all about just cashing in? Once again, women are being asked to explain not just what happened to them, but why they reacted the way they did. It's our collective ongoing need to police and scrutinize how women react to trauma while steadfastly refusing to learn anything about trauma. Is that not what I preach here on the Flow Show No Filter? Everybody wants to ask questions and question the women about how they reacted to their trauma, but nobody wants to do any research and learn about this trauma and what it causes. If y'all know, I'm a big advocate of learning. I don't pretend to know I know what women go through or know everything about a woman's trauma. But what I will do is I will look the shit up and I will either ask or do my own research. I'm not going to sit up here and ask, why did she stay? I'm going to look up the trauma. I'm going to look up the psychology behind it. Maybe there's an answer deeper. Y'all know I've preached that many a times on this show. Nobody wants to go look and find out. The information is at our fingertips. Let me continue. For a lot of folks, there is a perceived right way to react to sexual violence. Crying, begging, pleading, running, fighting, shouting really loud, reporting it to the police immediately. And if a woman fails to do those things, she must be lying, or she must have been a willing participant. It's embarrassing, y'all. People act like there's only one way to react to shit. And if you don't react the way they feel you should react in their egocentric world, if you don't react like that, you must be wrong. You must be lying. You must have wanted it. Case in point, Bill Maher's recent unfunny rant about Cassie Ventura, the woman at the center of Diddy allegations. Bill Maher, in a monologue, as ignorant as it was self-assured, argued that he could understand why women in the past were hesitant to come forward with allegations of abuse, and instead may have thought, if I can't get justice for my pain, can I at least get a receipt, a coupon? So dismissive of the real barriers women continue to face in the legal system to assume greed is why women seek civil penalties instead of criminal ones. So disingenuously classes to throw coupon in there, an unsubtle nod to the stereotype that victims are poor and opportunistic. LA Times did their thing with this article. The timing of this article was perfect. The message in this article is perfect. The sentiment in this article is perfect. Sadly, Bill Maher is far from the only one to attack Cassie. Even President Trump. Who has been found liable for the sexual assault of E. Jean Carroll, went so far as to hold out the chance of a pardon for Combs if he was convicted. And since they mentioned Trump, let me talk about the elephant in the room. Mr. Told You So, who caught a lot of flack, and y'all know that on the Flow Show No Filter, I'm an independent. I speak for the people. I'm about the people. So I'm not against Trump, for Biden, against Biden. I just deal with everything as it comes in front of me. But if y'all been following me for a minute, y'all know that I said that Elon Musk and Trump would fall out. I said there was tension already brewing, and I caught all kind of heat from Trump supporters and Elon supporters. They were DMing me. I didn't know what I'm talking about. I need to stick to this, stick to that. Well, where y'all at now? Because Elon and Trump are damn near going nuclear on each other. And I'm not even going to go into detail. All I'm going to say is they call me Mr. Told You So Flow for a reason. See, I don't have no narrative. I'm genuine. When I say Elon Musk and Trump are going to fall out, it ain't because I'm hating on them. I hope everybody performs well. I hope Trump does a great presidency. I hope Elon get a quadrillion dollars if he wanted. But if I see something in front of me, I'm going to say what I see. Simple as that. And of course, I caught all the flack. And I ain't, and it, it's borderline like attacks, almost to try to say I'm dumb. But like I told y'all, the most frustrating part of my job is just waiting for the chickens to come home to roost. Because once they come home to roost, nobody comes and say, damn, Flo, you was right. My bad. Damn, Flo, I attacked you and you knew exactly what the hell you were talking about. But it don't bother me because y'all been following me. I do this all day long, every day. I call out shit way before it happened. It's what I'm known for. So I'm used to taking the flack and sitting back and taking the punishment. And then I got to wait for my truth to be revealed. And nobody who attacked me will come back and say, damn, Flo, I apologize. You are absolutely right. Because in my mind, anybody that didn't see that Trump and Elon Musk would eventually go to war on each other, to me, it was common sense. It wasn't even, a lot of these things that I predict aren't even like big predictions to me. It's like, to me, anybody with common sense would have saw this coming, but I ain't even going to go into that. I just thought since they brought up Trump, it was my perfect time to tell you, Mr. Told You So Flo did it again. Let me continue. Mayor went on to say things have changed enough that women should be expected to immediately report any abuse or assault. Let me say that again. Bill Mayer said things have changed enough that women should be expected to immediately report any abuse or assault. Don't tell me any more about your contemporaneous account that you said to two friends 10 years ago. Tell the police right away, he lectured. Don't wait a decade. Don't journal about it. Don't turn into a one-woman show. Most importantly, don't keep effing him. Amy Carpenter, an assistant professor at the Peace Studies University, told me she doesn't agree with Mayer, to put it gently. We have a tendency to think of victims as either deserving or undeserving of care and compassion. And a lot of that depends on the way they present themselves. In Cassie's case, and some of the other women, the abuse went on for years. It's likely that she and others had a trauma bond with Diddy, as do many survivors of long-term sexual violence, whether through sex trafficking or intimate partners. Excellent article. If you have a chance, please check out that article. I believe you gain a lot from it. It is a very long article. I'm not going to do the whole article right here, but I just wanted to touch on the key points. And I thought, especially for mainstream media, LA Times, I was impressed. They don't do articles like that anymore. Like where they're actually diving into a deep undertone and underlying stuff that we're going through. But today, y'all, Jane gets back on the stand. But hey, listen. The thing I know about is you in my chat, baby. So, like I said, I walk around comfortably smiling. Y'all have so much courage in the comments, like this, whoever this person is. But for 3 years, I walk around smiling, and ain't none one of y'all ever said shit to me in my face, and y'all never will. So I don't respect anything y'all say in the comments. All I know is you following me around, I'm not following you around. You following me around, I'm not following you around. You are so insignificant, I wouldn't know how to find you if I wanted to. So just keep tuning in to the motherfucking best and sit your ass down and relax and learn something. Because the first thing you're going to learn is I ain't worried about any of y'all. I walk the streets of New York and everybody show me love because that's what the fuck it is. Ain't nobody worried about none of y'all in the comments. All I say is what you going to do about it. Typing in the comments ain't going to do nothing. What you going to do about it? Either way you watch it. I wish I would type tough in the comments. You got the wrong one. Matter of fact, like my dad, like my people, you say, actually, you got the right one. Because I ain't gonna get, I ain't blocking nobody. I want him to see this. I want him to see this. I ain't gotta block him. What I'm blocking him for? Do an elephant block an ant? No, he just let him keep talking until he do a little bit too much, and then he just takes a step forward and squashes little ass. I ain't gotta block nobody who in the comments. Like I told you, I've been walking around 3 years, saying what I want to say, smiling and getting love. All in the comments, they John Bone Jones. In the comments, they Mike Tyson. In person, they don't exist. All I know is they watching me. I ain't watching them. Exactly. Not either. If you a baby or a bandit, just stand up and say it proudly. Because you ain't got nothing coming here. You actually just free content. You just free content. Nobody takes you serious. You in the comment section trying to talk tough. You got to be, how old are you, 10, 12 years old? Coming on my platform. Yeah, he itty bitty. He want Puff to he hoping Puff put him in a freak off. Hey y'all, nine either. Let him know that Puff ain't gonna put him in no freak off with him and lather him up with baby oil. But that's what we go through. You got people who just don't. They mama, they'll put their own mama in the freak off blender as long as Puff do it. Yeah. Lily said, this is your platform. Screw the assholes who want genuine and just poor excuses for human beings. Yeah, they just jealous. They jealous because I can stand up to somebody like Puff. I don't got to kiss his ass. They got to kiss his ass because they scared. They can't stand up to nobody. I stand up to Puff, the comment warriors. I go 1v100, and ain't nobody even said as much as an unkind word to me in my face yet. Not one. So, of course, I let them in the comments because all they do is push out the content even more. The more comments they leave, yeah, they can't even spell lying. Like, like liens are on houses. I don't have any liens on my property. He coming here talking about liens on properties and mortgage liens and car liens and auto liens. But I told y'all that's the one thing about a Diddy supporter. They aren't the most educated bunch. And I'm just being honest. They say their limited vocabulary is free Puff. Like they can't speak in actual sentences and explain anything. They just have phrases. Free Puff. This ain't no trial, but no explanation. No explanation about how he's innocent. No explanation. They can't articulate this is why he's free. This is why he's innocent. Or this is why the law is incorrect. No. That's way too complicated. The extent of their vocabulary is free Puff. Puff free. Me free Puff. Puff free me lean. Come on, man. How am I gonna argue with that? I feel compassion for that. Free Puff, lean, Puff free, no RICO. Me no see, no RICO. Me no see. I can't even argue with that. Hey, look, y'all know I love a debate. I love for somebody who can articulate maybe why he's free. I mean, why he's innocent. I love a good debate. That's how I learn. So I'm not a person who gets upset. I want to hear the defense. I want to hear the cross-examinations. I want to hear people who may be a Diddy supporter. I want to hear them articulate why the law might not apply. But what's not going to do it is free Puff, me Puff, no RICO, me no see no RICO. Like, what is you talking about, man? Use your words. Y'all ever had to have y'all tell your son or your daughter to use their words? Like, use your words. Use some sentences. Google some laws. Like, come with some educated response. Me no free Puff ain't gonna work. But the crazy part about it is that's like 99% of the Diddy supporters. It's very limited vocabulary. Like I said, I'll be wanting to hear another side. I get bored hearing one side, my side. But it's hard to find a Diddy supporter who can actually articulate why the law doesn't apply, explain how they feel he's innocent. They can't do that. All they can say is free Puff, no RICO. So we'll continue. Itty bitty ether. Ether with the itty bitty beaker is using his itty bitty words. And it's how you gonna use itty bitty words and misspell them motherfuckers? How you gonna be working with a 4-letter vocabulary and you can't even spell 4-letter words? Come on, man. Come on, man. I feel compassion, man. Pick up a book. You don't need to be worried about Puff being free. Puff handling that. Puff got $100 million worth of lawyers handling that. He don't need no lean. Nobody talking about he lean. He don't need that help. That ain't no help. That's actually making him look worse, because the only people supporting him is people who can't spell lying. That's not a good look for Diddy. You're not helping him. It's actually proving everything that we saying. So anyway, Jane will be testifying today. See, Tuck. Jane will be testifying today, and I'm telling y'all, she is definitely about to get into some of this violence. Because one thing about this prosecution, they get into the heavy stuff pretty quick. And she's going to be on the stand all day today. I'm going to tell y'all now, I think it's going to be a courtroom full of tears. I'm just predicting that. I think today is going to be one of those days. I think it's going to be one of those days where by the time we get to the end of by the time we get to the end of today's trial, testimony for Jane, victim number 2, I think I'm pretty sure she's gonna get into the violence. And from what I'm hearing, Diddy messed her up with violence. Yeah, they say bro a lot. Yeah, either got the hell out of here. Either feel like, either he was like, either I get the hell out of here or either my ass about to be toast. He's like, shit, Diddy. Hey, either said, Diddy, you on your own. Either or. But it's all good. I love him, man. Hey, look, you don't do what I'm doing and be worried about trolls. I've been getting trolled since I ain't had no followers. I had trolls before I had followers. But the way I cooked the trolls gave me so many followers. I love the trolls. Because my mind think quick. So I tear a troll up before he even knew what happened. I send a troll. Next thing you know, after the troll get done with me, they sitting on somebody's couch talking to a psychiatrist. And the psychiatrist said, what happened? He said, well, shit, I tried to troll Flo and he read me like a book so fast, my head spins. I have a quick mind. My comebacks come like this. I was legendary for my smart mouth in elementary school. But it was always a retaliation. I never was a smart aleck to nobody, but I was always the one. You say something to me and you thought because I was quiet, you thought I was an easy win, and my comeback was so legendary, you never tried it again. That was always me. I was just a little guy in the corner who minded his business. But if you throw a shot at me, I'm coming back with a bazooka that you never saw coming. So anyway, that just shows you how real mine is. This straight off the top of the head, freestyle. Come at me, I will have a comeback in seconds that will ether anything that you've ever said. So I love the trolls because it gives me an opportunity to do what I actually do best. I just not a person who looks for conflict. I'm not a person who looks to harass people. But if you come at me, I'll be like this. Come on with it. I guarantee you can't keep up with this mind when it comes to trolling. I was the smart aleck kid. But anyway, y'all, this testimony is going to go from today, at least also Monday, Tuesday, and they saying even Wednesday. But at least it'll be Friday, Monday, and Tuesday for sure. When Diddy was picked up and arrested, and if you go back, it seems like a long time ago, but if you remember, when Diddy was arrested, they weren't supposed to arrest him that day. I know it was a long time ago, but if you could remember, we talked about it on the show. They picked him up early. And many had speculated they did that because he was about to flee the country, but that wasn't it. They picked him up early because they said, this fool doing a freak off right now. So not only do we don't want him to continuously break the law right under our nose, but if we arrest him now, we'll have more evidence to add to this indictment. And so I believe he was with victim number 2 at the hotel. Because if you remember, they found $9,000 to $12,000 in cash. That number has fluctuated. At one point, they said almost 12 grand. Another point is 9 grand. They found baby oil. It was baby oil. It was cash. It was drugs. Hell, I think ether. The gentleman that was just in the chat, I believe he might have been there. Ether was being a peeping Tom, perhaps. I don't know. But I believe victim number 2 was there because she said she dated him all the way up until his arrest. So there's no telling what she knows and what she is told. Very comfortable. Yeah, wear no shirt. Yeah. Hey, look, the thing about the no shirt, the people who, my day ones, they know the no shirt has meaning. And to those that don't know, you just got to do some research. But I love it because it's something that me and my day one shares, a message that we share that nobody else knows. And it'll be like that to forever. it means a lot to me, and it means a lot to them because they understand the story. So I actually love it, and I love that it makes it. It's funny because when people see me in public, like they saw me at the court in New York, it's like a running joke because they say it's actually funny to see me with a shirt on. And I say it's funny to me y'all seeing me with a shirt on. But let me thank the subscribers who make this possible. I will be going, all my VIP subscribers, I will be going back to New York the weekend of the 20th, June 20th. I will be back in New York. I enjoyed that so much, giving y'all live real-time coverage. And anybody who is recently signing up for the $23 membership, let me put it in the chat. You will get all of the exclusive content that I already dropped. You will get it, even the content that you may have missed, all the newcomers. You get all of it, and it's amazing. And I'm looking forward to going back to I look forward to going back to New York. If you want to sign up for the $23 membership, or just support the show and get a $3 membership, which also gets you the exclusive content, just gets it to you a little bit later. You can do the link in the chat, and you can click the link in the chat and either get a $3 membership just to support. You'll get exclusive content as well, or you can get the $23 one where it's actually VIP Diddy coverage when I'll be in New York, and it's going to just be my flow on the go. The $23 membership actually helps me travel, and I want to go to different cases, go to different events, and give all of my people hands-on, in-their-face coverage. And so sign up if you can. If you can't, you're always welcome to join and listen to the show for free. You know, our motto is nobody left behind. But since I got a lot of people in here, and maybe some haven't heard the story, and y'all have been supporting me. So for those, I will tell it one more time. See, when I started doing this journey, I started off content creating and making videos for every family who needed it. It wasn't about just celebrities at all. It was about the families in the inner city and people who had missing children and all of that. I helped them. And I didn't cover just one case at a time like I do now. I would cover and report every single case I could get my hands on. And if you know about most men, when we are at the house, we don't have a shirt on. So I was making anywhere from 6 to 8 videos a day I was posting on helping impacted families. And so what would happen was I wouldn't have a shirt on. Then I would go to make a video. I had to put a shirt on. I make the video. I take my shirt off. Then an hour later, I'm posting and making another video. I had to put a shirt on. Then I was done. I had to take it off. Putting on and taking off a shirt 6 to 8 times a day is a bit much. I challenge somebody to go a week and take on and put on and take off a shirt 8 times every day for a week and tell me how that feels. So I got to the point where I said, I can't keep taking on this shirt and off. And since I'm naturally at home, and most of the time when I'm at home, I don't have a shirt on, I said, I just got to do this shit with no shirt, or I ain't going to I'm not going to do it, because I'm getting tired of taking on and off this shirt. And when I didn't do it with a shirt, it caused so much engagement with people asking why you don't have a shirt on, this or that. But at the end of the day, the people realize that this guy is genuine. I don't give a damn if he got a shirt on or not. He helps people constantly all day long, and they look past it. And eventually, I went from making 6 to 8 videos a day for a year straight, and that's how my platform blew up. So for me, the no shirt represents hard fucking work. To me, the no shirt represents I ain't coming with no extra smoke and mirrors. I'm coming with about the information. If you care too much about whether I got a shirt on or not, you're not made for my content, because my content ain't about judging. My content is about people being free to be whoever you are. And so the ones who are really about this movement and the ones who are really about helping people, they don't even notice if I have a shirt on or not, because they're too focused on the victims that we are helping. So the no shirt represents so many things to me. And it's something that me and my day one supporters share. It's almost an inside joke. Because guess what? The minute we see somebody in the comments, or the minute we see somebody in the chat say, why doesn't he have a shirt on? Guess what we know? We know you a newcomer. We know you weren't around for day one, but we welcome you. I told y'all before, every single thing I do is intentional. Everything I do has meaning. So when you look at me and you see me with no shirt on, understand that represents some hard fucking work. That represents making 6 to 8 videos covering 6 to 8 stories per day for a year straight, not missing one day. 365 days. I made about 4,000 videos. Ain't no way in hell I could have put on and took off a shirt 4,000 times. Wasn't gonna happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, Other Flow Show No Filter, I appreciate every last one of y'all. I rose to the top by being myself, by living by the phrase, less is more. I don't hop on this mic to get cute. I hop on this microphone to get justice. So to each and every one of you who have supported me on this journey, the day ones and the newcomers, understand when you watch me and when you listen to me, you listening to the realest one in this media space. You listening to the only one who is comfortable being uncomfortable. You listening to the only one who will not make himself uncomfortable to make you comfortable. And I encourage all and each and every last one of y'all to live the same way. Don't make yourself uncomfortable to make the next man comfortable. And with that, as always, I love y'all. See y'all Monday. I will have an update for y'all later today. Check out my update. Much love to everybody in the building. I think I missed a super sticker. You know, I don't like doing that, so let me backtrack. I know that was a hell of a drop mic moment, but when I see them super stickers, I have to acknowledge, because anytime anybody want to give me their hard-earned money, I greatly appreciate it. So Vincent Hamilton, if you can't hear a testimony with no actual evidence and not have reasonable doubt unless you have already prejudged the situation, anybody can lie. Vincent Hamilton, thank you for the super sticker. And let me make sure nobody else gave me one before I get out of here. So y'all got the no shirt story, like C Tuck said. We out. If you must have a shirt on, just worry about your fucking shirt. Don't worry about mine. Much love to y'all. I love y'all, but I am out.